Hi, my name is Gracie Davis, and I play Sarah in Help Me.
Kio okazis, Sarah?
Kion vi volas?
Mi volas, ke vi uzu, kion mi donis al vi.
Se mia edzo trovos tion.
Lernu esti discreta. Mi havas taskon por vi. Mi helpis vian fraton, kai nun vi helpos min. Aliokaze mi fariĝos tre malhelpa. Ĉu komprenite?
Kion mi devas fari?
What happened, Sarah?
What do you want?
I want you to use what I gave you.
If my husband found that...
Learn to be discreet. I have a job for you.
No.
I helped your brother. Now you're gonna help me. Otherwise, I'll become very unhelpful. Understood?
What do I have to do?
What was it like making a short film in Esperanto?
It was a little difficult. I think because I didn't know the language, it added a extra layer of study that I had to do. And there was like, I would fluster on the words a lot. Like there was a lot of stumbles, but I think we got through it and I think it turned out good.
Have you ever acted in another language before?
I haven't, no. This is my first time learning another language for a script. I have like done the Duolingo stuff before for Esperanto, but I haven't like dived into it. So figuring out the ins and outs of how much a vowel can change a word was interesting.
What was the trickiest part of this script?
Definitely making sure the words were word perfect. The last line, Kion mi devas fari, we kept changing between devos and devas because we didn't know if it was past, present, or future. So we were trying to figure out that dynamic. But in the end, it is devas. So yeah, I think that was it. And then also the line "Se mia edzo trovus tion," it's trovus, not trovos, because I kept wanting to say trovos, which changed the meaning of it.
Do you speak any languages other than English?
No, English is my only language, but I am learning Gaelic. I started taking interest in Esperanto as well, and Spanish as well. We learned that in high school, but I've kind of been brushing up on it a little more.
How many Esperanto videos have you seen?
Maybe 4. I think I've seen 4. All of the ones that Alex made. All of the, Esperanto films that he's created.
How many Esperantists have you met?
Probably 3. So I've met Alex, of course, because it's his film. I did background on one of his films before, and one of the other background people was this guy Luther, who is also part of the Esperanto community, and in that scene we were walking back and forth from the park. And he was really nice. And then also I met this guy Brandon at Dad's Garage in Atlanta, and we didn't even know we had Alex as a mutual friend until we started discussing Esperanto. And then he was like, oh, I speak Esperanto. And I was like, oh, do you know my friend Alex? He's like, yeah, Alex is my friend too. So small world.
What advice would you give someone who doesn't speak Esperanto but wants to do a film in Esperanto too?
Make sure you focus on your lines and just take it slow. If you rush yourself, it might not come out the way you want it. The vowels are everything in Esperanto, so you need to make sure your vowels are word perfect, as well as your English lines if you're going to do an English translation, so you can get your emotions across thoroughly without having to think about the lines.
What are some interesting things that happened on the set of this film?
Well, a lot happened on this film, actually. We did a reshoot. The first shoot, we shot with 3 different cameras, and we found out, that's not the best idea in a parking garage where there's loud noises and shots might not line up where they're supposed to. But then today, when we did our reshoots, we found out that we weren't actually supposed to be there, and security showed up. But luckily, security didn't show up until the very end of our shoot, so we had gotten everything we needed, and then they kicked us out. But it worked out. Just make sure you have permission wherever you go, and if you don't, make sure you're quick and sneaky.
What kind of roles do you normally play?
That's an interesting question, because I get a lot of young teen innocent roles, but I also get a lot of over dramatic emotional roles. So I guess I would say I typically play the sad girl in a depressing movie. I don't know why that's the cast type that I go for, but it is. I guess it just works for me. But I want to start trying to get into comedy soon, so we'll see.
How long have you been acting, and what sort of training have you had?
Long story short, I've been acting my whole life. Professionally, I've been doing this for about 1.5 years. My training technique, my main one is Chubbuck, which is basically using your emotions and real life issues that are unresolved and throwing it into your work to find a resolution. But I do I'm very interested in trying Meisner. That's one of the classes on my list that I need to take.
How did you get involved in this film in the first place?
Interesting story. I met Alex through the Thunderdome, but I didn't remember him well enough, so then we re-met on the set of The Resident, doing background. And from there, we just had several discussions about Esperanto and about acting and about filming and whatnot, creative stuff. And then he asked me to be in his Esperanto short film to be background. I took that advantage, and then he sent me on audition for the next film that he wanted to shoot, and here we are. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day.